The other fascinating story was when you shared with me was about how Danny Boyle reached out to you or reached out to the publishers, and it was an accidental coming to know that your book is going to be a movie. Okay, that's quite a fascinating story, and I think that the other fascinating story was when you shared with me was about how Danny Boyle reached out to you or reached out to the publishers, and it was an accidental coming to know that your book is going to be a movie, right? It was like a circuitous thing. You didn't know about it directly.
No, in the sense, look, I mean, it was not as if that they adapted the book without my knowledge or permission. No. I wrote this novel, as I just told you, in 2003, and the novel was actually published in 2005, even though it was picked up for publication in 2003, but the publisher said, look, this looks like a big book to us. It's a very unique way of telling a story, but all our big books are already lined up for the next 2 years. So you'll have to wait for another 2 years before we publish this book. So I said, fine, I mean, first-time writer, you don't have any choice in these matters. So I said, okay, I'll wait for 2 years. And I got a call from Film 4 in 2004 that we want to make a film based on your book. So I said, hang on, the book has not even been published. How do you know I've even written something? And then they said, no, your publisher tipped us off. We've seen the manuscript, we love it, and we think it will make a fabulous film. So sign on page 72. I signed on page 72. And then, of course, the way the film business works, and you yourself would know this being a film critic, the publishers basically give it out to film scouts, they approach some production houses, they buy up the rights, and then they approach a screenplay writer. So the first person who got attached to this project was Simon Beaufoy, who wrote the screenplay. And once the screenplay is written, then they approach various directors who they feel would be a good fit for this kind of a screenplay. And that's how Danny Boyle got involved. And then the casting begins. So what I discussed with you was how Danny Boyle cast Dev Patel. Because Danny Boyle was very keen. The book was not called Slumdog Millionaire, it was called Q&A, but it was about a slum dweller, who comes to the biggest quiz show on earth and answers all the questions and wins it. So Danny Boyle told me this personally. He said he came to Bombay and he started auditioning various people for this title role of this slum boy. And he says, I met, all the actors I met had six-pack abs, they were all buffed up and, with bulging biceps. They all used to go to the gym. And he said, I was looking for a rather impoverished, somebody who had a vulnerable look. And he couldn't really cast anybody in Delhi. Then his daughter, who was a fan of this BBC show called Skins, in which Dev Patel was also starring, she was the one who suggested Dev Patel's name to Danny Boyle. And the rest, as they say, is history.
If you've enjoyed the conversation that you just heard, do subscribe to our channel for much more.